Okay, now we are going to apply what we learned about the angle relationships and solve equations and solve for x and angle measures. So we're going to write and solve equations to help us find missing info. So number one tells us Elm Street and Oak are parallel. And then, so these are parallel, and it's cut by this transversal of Cedar Drive. So remember, like, this is the interior, this is the exterior parts. So you have to find the measure of each marked angle. Well, of course, we have to have algebra in here. So the things we do know are that, and you have to look back at your other sheet if you don't remember, this angle and this angle are on the same side of the transversal. So that means they're either corresponding or supplementary. And they are in the same spot. This one's above the line, and so is this one. So that means that they are corresponding. And when angles are corresponding, we know that they are congruent. So we write the equation to make them congruent. So we got 9x plus 61 equals 3x plus 103. That's what it means when they're congruent. And then we have to be able to remember how to solve equations. So if you need to draw your river and you need to minus 3, so this is why you need to have your volume up because I'm not going to write it in there. So we're going to minus 3x from this side, and that gives us 6x plus 61 equals 103. And then we're going to minus 61 from that side. And that gives us, let's see here, 61. So that gives us 2. And yeah, no, does that make sense? 42. Yep, 42. And then we're going to divide by 6. So that gives us 7. So we know that x is 7, but now it's asking for the angle measures. So we go back up here and we plug the 7 in where the x is. So we do 9 times 7 is 63 plus 61. So we get 124. And then they better be the same because they're corresponding. But just to make sure, 7 times 3 is 21 plus 103 is 124. So both angles are 124 degrees. Okay, next one. This one's kind of tricky. You might have to turn your paper. So it's saying that the top of the table is parallel to the floor. So those are your parallel lines, and then each of these crosses, those are transversals. So they're giving us angles, and you have to kind of look at it for a while, but if you turn your paper, you can tell that the 4x is an interior angle to the parallel lines. And so if this is 4x, we know that this little part is 4x because those would be alternate interior. And then once we get that, we can see that these two are on this straight line. And so that we know that they equal 180 because they're on a straight line. And so we get 17x minus 9 plus 4x equals 180. And so then you put your like terms together. So we got 21x minus 9. And then we get 21x, and we're going to add 9, and we get 189. And then we do dividing by 21, and we get 9. And then again, you got to plug it in. So 9 times 4 is 36, is one angle, because right there, I should say. And then 9 times 17, and then minus 9 is 144. And they should equal 180. Okay, so you are going to write equations. You're going to need to use your other sheet because you probably can't remember. You got alternate interior, alternate exterior. Sometimes you might have to look at this and realize that this angle would be the same as this because those are corresponding. And so then when you put that up here, this one and this one are supplementary. So sometimes you have to look a little deeper.